and welcome back to part 7 of the Kodocha fan site deep dive. It's been a minute since we've had another entry into this series. For those of you who are new to the channel, I have a series where I go on the Internet Archive and look through some old Kodocha fan sites, as they have a lot of interesting information that we don't really see on just general Google searches these days, which is what I love about the old school internet. I just feel like there was more of a plethora of information that you could dig through. And so this series focuses on finding rarities and talking about interesting things on these fan pages. So the first fan page that we are going to look at today is called Nihon. I don't know if that's the official name of the page, I just go by what it's called in the URL. And I also would like to mention that these videos are pretty laid back. I don't script them at all. I just basically show off what I found in my treasure hunt, as I like to call it. So this website has a lot of interesting stuff. So this website is actually Japanese. And so some of the translations that you might be seeing here are rough since it's translated by Google, so some of the things might sound weird or off, so I apologize for that. So there's a lot of information on this particular site. I'm not sure where they got the information, because some of this information I can't even find it like on Wikipedia. So I'm not sure exactly where it's from, but according to what we're looking at right now, this page is from 1999, and some of the information that it has, they have general episode guide. They also have a list, which is what I found to be the most interesting, a list of the credits for the episodes, like who did the storyboard, who directed the episode. So very interesting stuff. So on this site, the first thing that that caught my attention was a rare photo of the author of Kodocha, Miho Obana. And so it looks like in this photo she's speaking to a crowd. She might be speaking about the release of one of her books, or maybe talking about the anime. Maybe she's at some kind of press conference talking about the anime. I'm not sure. It doesn't say where this picture's from. In fact, I did a reverse Google image search on this picture, and I didn't find it in very many places on the web right now. It was actually used on a page that I found, I believe, from Taiwan, which we're actually going to discuss later in this video. So another interesting find here that I would like to point out is the Kadocha OVA. We have some information on the OVA listed here, and I found something I actually didn't know. So the voice actress for Sana in the OVA was actually different from the one in the anime, and excuse me if I mispronounce the names. I actually don't know any Japanese at all, so correct me if I'm wrong. So the voice actress of Sana in the OVA is Chisa Yokoyama. And so this is actually I believe she still does voice acting to date. The most prolific thing that I found her voicing was a character in something called Sakura Wars, which looked like it was a video game and an anime. And fun fact, the theme song of the OVA was written by Miho Obana, the lyrics, and it was actually sung by Chisa Yokoyama, which I thought was very cool. So another interesting part of this site was I found listings of all of the media releases for the anime. So one form of home media that we don't really see anymore, in fact I don't even know if they make these anymore, is Laserdiscs. So that was a pretty late 90s thing. I feel like after the late 90s you never really heard about that anymore. I remember when I was young, my dad had a few laser discs of like some concerts, and And I didn't, like, when I found out about Laserdisc as a child, I thought it was just so strange, because it was way after the fact, you know. I'm a 90s baby, but we did not have Laserdiscs, and we ended up finding, you know, these Laserdiscs in the house at some point, and that's when I learned about them, which was like in the late 2000s. So anyways, so Kodocha has 2 Laserdisc box sets, one for elementary school and the second for the middle school series. And one interesting bit of information I found on here was that both of the Laserdiscs contain CDs that have music on them, or vocal content, I think. The voice actress of Sana talking with Babbitt, and kind of like a little comedy show, little radio show. So the first Laserdiscs, I believe it has a CD of all the Sana songs that she sings in the anime. And then the second Laserdisc CD, which I felt was the more interesting one, has something called Sana's Radio. And so there's actually a transcript of that on this website you can read. I've never been able to find the audio files online for this, so this site gives us an idea of what that CD contains. So from what I could read, it's basically Sana talking with Babbitt, and it's a comedy show, basically. And it also seems to feature the song from the OVA. So I thought that was pretty cool. So there were no pictures of the second Laserdisc box set. I've seen pictures of the first set online. It pops up on eBay pretty frequently. Not as frequent as the DVD releases, but I do see it, you know, every other month it seems like it pops up. But I'd been unable to find the artwork for the second Laserdisc box. However, doing research with our friends in the Discord, which I will link below if you'd like to join, it's a great community, our friend Sean was able to track down what the the second Laserdisc box set looks like. So I'll post the pictures here so you can take a look at them. It's pretty cool stuff. So the second thing we're going to take a look at today is a compilation of some of the fan art that I found on these sites that I wanted to show off. And I'll, of course, link the URLs in the description below. So some of them I couldn't find the exact artist. There were a few pages that had the name of the artist listed. Some of these are also fan-made comics, which I thought were really... I thought these fan-made comics were very high quality, and it's really cool to see these fan comics from the late 90s and early 2000s, because, I mean, they look like they could have been straight out of a normal, you know, a normal manga that is released and on the shelves at bookstores. So I wanted to show off this cool artwork, and wherever you are, if you're watching this video, to the people who created this stuff, I just want to thank you for contributing to this community that's it's been around, of course, since the anime and the manga's conception, but it's just really cool to see that this community was thriving even all the way back in the late 90s and early 2000s. So here's some of the art that I stumbled upon on the Internet Archive. So the last thing I want to look at today was not something from the Internet Archive, but it was something I found using that picture of Obana in the Google reverse image search, because I wanted to see if I could find the source of that photo, which I wasn't able to, but in my search I came across an interesting article from 2010, and I believe this was from Taiwan. So this was from a book signing that Miho Obana did in 2010, and I wanted to show off some of the pictures from this article. I thought it was very interesting. I kind of wish we could have this happening over, you know, in the West, in the United States, her come over and do a book signing. But it's pretty cool to see all the fans gathered here at this signing, and all these pictures, and it's really cool to see just how popular Kadocha really is over there in the Asian countries. So I wanted to read one section of this article that just really made me laugh, and it just made me think, oh, that's just such an Obana thing to do. So, and again, this is a translated site, so some of the translations are wonky. So for example, Obana's name is just very poorly mistranslated. I'm not even sure what they're trying to say here, but I'm just gonna say Obana because, you know, that's what we know her as. I don't know if this translation here is just a different name she goes by in this country, but so I believe the original language of this article was Chinese. So I have to read this. It's hilarious. As soon as Miho Obana came on stage, she was warmly welcomed by the audience, and everyone agreed that Obana is a temperamental beauty. At the same time, she also greeted everyone in Chinese, which won a round warm of applause. A warm applause, sorry. Miho Obana said that this conference sent her a personal bodyguard to accompany her, which made her feel very comforted, and she also smiled and said that she thought the bodyguard was really handsome. So I thought that was very, very Obana-like. I don't know, but I just... And Obana said this in her little side panels in the manga before, that she feels like both Sana and Nikito are parts of her. And I really feel like Obana embodies the adult Sana. Like, Obana's definitely not afraid to speak her mind, and every time I've read anything about her, you can definitely see that. Like, she's not really afraid to, you know, if she thinks you're handsome, she's going to tell you that. So, I thought that was a really interesting little article to share, really fun to wrap this video up with. I hope you all enjoyed this next entry into the deep dive series. And please let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos for this series. I plan on focusing on the video essays going forward, but if you would like me to focus more on these videos, which I know I have a dedicated following to this particular series, but I know the video essays are basically the bread and butter of the channel. But let me know if you have any sites you'd like me to look at, or if you have any suggestions for future videos where I could incorporate something in the Internet Archive. Is there a fan site that I missed? Is there anything that you'd like me to talk about that's not really analyzing Kadocha itself, the story, but is there any kind of merchandise that you'd like me to track down, maybe make a video about? Whatever it is, please comment below, please like and subscribe the video, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.